Have you ever noticed that even though someone might walk away from a particular theology or specific church, they don't necessarily walk away from the habit of judging? The urge to constantly scroll, critique and discern the flaws in the systems left behind feels like righteous anger, and usually that anger is completely valid. But after the initial rush of being right, do you actually feel any better? Or do you just feel drained? Today, I want to talk about why that behaviour feels so familiar. It's not just anger, it's muscle memory. And until we recognise that reflex, it's going to keep us exhausted. Think about being raised in a high control environment. For years, you might be trained to discern, to constantly scan the room to see who is sound and who is straying. That kind of constant evaluation becomes a reflex. And when people deconstruct, they may change their beliefs, but the muscle memory often stays. We keep the reflex, but we swap the targets. Instead of judging sinners for their lifestyle, we might begin judging fundamentalists for their ignorance. We get the same dopamine hit from being right that we used to get from being holy. But here's the trap. That judgment is often a defense mechanism. As long as we are focused on their errors, we don't have to sit with the quiet, difficult work of rebuilding our own lives. The noise of judgment can drown out the quiet work of healing. Emanuel Swedenborg offered a helpful way to look at this. He suggested that judgment isn't a verdict handed down by a distant God, it's something we do, a state of being we choose to inhabit. He described hell not as a place of punishment, but as a state of mind defined by the love of dominion, the burning need to be superior, to control, or to look down on others. If our internal world is ruled by that need to be the one who knows, then we are living in a hellish state right now. It doesn't matter if our theology is progressive. If our spirit is one of condemnation, we haven't actually escaped the trap. We've just redecorated it. True deconstruction isn't just changing what you think. It's healing how you relate. Real freedom, or regeneration, as Swedenborg terms it, is about clearing out that need for domination so that actual peace can move in. It's about breaking the habit of superiority to make room for a new habit, the habit of peace. So how do we break an instinctive habit? We start by simply noticing it. I'm not saying you shouldn't have boundaries. You absolutely should. But the next time you feel that instant urge to condemn, I invite you to pause. Say to yourself, this is just muscle memory. Then ask the harder question. If I stop judging them for a moment, what feeling is waiting for me underneath? Often, it's a sense that something isn't right. A feeling of loss or the grief for a life that didn't turn out the way you were promised. And perhaps there's insight and lessons to be gained too. That part of you needs your energy far more than an argument does. Let's stop wasting our strength on judging the past. Let's use it to build the future. Let them be wrong. You be free. As you've moved through your own journey, have you noticed this judgment reflex popping up in unexpected places? Is there a specific topic or habit where you find that old muscle memory still trying to take over? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about how we're learning to choose peace over being right.